Welcome back to Poképaint, the series where I develop locations, concepts, and most importantly, Pokémon for a hypothetical region based on New England, Coloniar. This week on Poképaint, after having backtracked from Universatown, we set out from Calopolis City onto Route 6, a grassy path much like the ones found in Johto, dotted with near unavoidable trainers between the fences and the ledges. In the grass there can be found Roselia, Justock, Fletchinder, and Squovet. With not much else on the route of note, we move southwest to Universatown, coloniar stand-in for Providence, Rhode Island. This small city sits on a south-facing bay. Its paved streets are the home of the museum of the colonial region. Here you can revive the fossils that you picked up in the Universatown mines. With the road to the west blocked for construction, your journey is forced south to try and find a detour. If you use your bike in the bay, you can head down the eerily calm yet foggy waters of Route 16. Here can be found the Pokémon Frillish, Divuna, Elabolt, and Buizel. With no trainers in sight, this route is seldom traveled. Its only purpose is to reach the ruins of the abandoned settlement. Here, amongst the ruined houses and foggy pathways, can be found Unknown, Amulant, Blitwick, Honedge, Ponar, Bronzor, and the colonial native, Experimous, the lab rat Pokémon. Experimous are common in abandoned places in ancient ruins. They're known as pests, but are heavily sought after by scientists for their unique experimental potential. They have a simple DNA structure, and although they are psychic types, they are weak, and they can learn no psychic moves. They have no known evolutions. However, the renowned Pokémon researcher and daughter of Professor Maple, the regional professor at the beginning of your journey that gave you your pick of Gastropod, Racinder, and Crabimp, states a theory that an evolution may be possible with this Pokémon. Here, in the abandoned settlement, you meet a stern-looking woman who introduces herself as the daughter of Professor Samuel Maple herself, Professor Samantha Maple. She explains the history of the abandoned settlement, that after the settlers from Galar built a Ridgestone town, a group of explorers from Kalos settled on the island here, where a small-scale conflict over the surrounding region took place. I'm sure you can guess who won. Those who survived from Kalos up and left, leaving everything behind, except for the Pokémon that you can find here today. Professor Maple explains that she came here to catch an Experimous for an upcoming experiment that she had planned. She urges you to meet her in her lab in Universatown City. Now that the road next to Historidgetown is unblocked, you can go forward with your journey. On Route 7, you come up to the edge of a great canyon. Here, you must traverse across a set of ladders and plank bridges to get to the mountain on the other side. On this route can be found Roggenrola, Cleffa, Machop, Timber, and Abra. Coming to the cave entrance, on the western side of the route, you enter the regional equivalent of Mount Greylock in Massachusetts, the Glitterstone Caves. And immediately you can see how it got its name. The stalagmites and stalactites of the cave appear to be twinkling with a star-like light, and although from a distance they appear to be luminescent gems, they are actually a colony of bioluminescent Pokémon. Glittarble, the glowworm Pokémon. This psychic-type Pokémon is an invasive species to Coloniar, brought up from a southern region from Galarian explorers. In its larval stage, they are almost completely immobile. They stick by their tails to the roofs of caves. Here, they wait for unfortunate Pokémon to be lured into their trap by the light on their head. In this stage, however, they are weak, and the tables are easily turned against it, often becoming prey themselves. Lumiserpent, the lure Pokémon, and the evolved form of Glitterval. These subterranean serpents have a vicious hunting method. Using their glowing lure that resembles their larval form, they trick unsuspecting Pokémon into believing that they are an easy meal. They will use the same light to hypnotize their enemies. It is said that all who look directly at the light from a Lumiserpent's tendril will be lost forever. Dark, right? Well, Pokemon surprisingly hasn't had much of an issue with that kind of content in the past, so I'm sure it fits. These Pokemon are based on both glowworms and anglerfish, as well as the idea of the ghost lights, luminescent specters that are often associated with curses and witchcraft in old folklore. Here in the caves, alongside Glitterval and a Lumiserpent, can be found Boldore, Sableye, and Granix. Coming onto Route 8, a paved bridge rushes over a running river, and the path beyond runs through a suburban area, with areas of what used to be forest, now tree stumps and turned soil. With no tall grass in sight, and no Pokemon to catch, you have nothing to do but to enter the southernmost city of the region, Universatown City. This is the stand-in for New Haven, Connecticut, the home of Yale. Here in the Pokemon world, however, you can find the top trainer school in the world, the Universatown Trainer College. And you can find the lab where you will meet with Professor Maple, who has just discovered a new Pokemon species. Disastant, the experimental Pokemon, and the evolved form of Experamos. This Psychic-type Pokemon was previously undiscovered until recently. In a scientific experiment, the Pokemon Experamos was found to be able to evolve after being taught the move Extrasensory via TM. She explains that she is not just the head scientist of this research lab, but the principal of the Universatown College and the Psychic-type gym leader of the colonial region. And although she's busy often, today she can make an exception and offers you a challenge at her gym. Your task for the gym puzzle, much like Lenora's gym in Unova, is to answer the riddles that you find in her maze-like library and battle the scholars and students between the bookshelves. When you get to Professor Maple and the battle begins, she sends out a level 25 Behem with the ability Synchronize and the moveset Psychic, Signal Beam, Trick Room, and Nasty Plot. With Synchronize, any status effects you have, you get in return. And with Trick Room set up, speed rolls are reversed. Beating this Pokemon will require a high IQ, but not nearly as high as the IQ found on her second team member. A level 25 Alakazam with Synchronize, and the moveset Psychic, Focus Blast, Recover, and Calm Mind. And if you thought that was a tough moveset, then you haven't seen anything yet. Her final Pokemon is a level 27 Disastant, with the ability Synchronize, and the moveset Extrasensory, Yawn, Dream Eater, and Heal Block. With this moveset, she can both put your team to sleep and get off extra damage at the same time, and she can prevent you from healing, leaving this battle a cakewalk for a studied Pokemon trainer such as herself. If you somehow manage to get a passing grade on this battle, you will be awarded the Theory Badge and the promise that all Pokemon up to level 50 will obey you. With 4 gym badges down, we're halfway through. If you have any ideas for a new Pokemon design, then please leave them in the comments below because I'd love to make them. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, then turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.